You're in the right place. Hello, I'm Dan Harris.
Hi, and I'm Claudia Koestler.
You're over here, over there. Welcome to Over Here, Over There, a global conversation about how we see others and how others see us. I'm Dan Harris. In a moment, I'll hand this over to my podcast colleague, Claudia Koestler, who will tell us about one of the most beloved, admired, and largest festivals in the world, Oktoberfest, which takes place right in Claudia's backyard in Munich. This is a true over here, over there subject because, from an outsider's perspective, we revel in the joyous chaos and celebration of Oktoberfest. In fact, check out the walkthrough video I made at last year's festival on our YouTube page, or the link in the show notes to get a sense of the atmosphere and intensity of the celebrations. And of course, while there are millions of Oktoberfest celebrations around the globe, none compares to the original in Munich. That's the place to be if you love German culture, food, and of course, arguably the best beer in the world. Well, at least I think so. You can sense my enthusiasm for Oktoberfest from over here, but what the locals think, as Claudia will explain, may surprise you. As a reminder, you can follow us on social media and contact us via our website at overhereoverthere.org. We'd love to hear from you. Please don't forget to subscribe and share the podcast with friends. And now, without further ado, over to Claudia.
Thank you, Dan. And today I'm taking you on a roller coaster journey into a tunnel of horror. It is a trip right into the phenomenon of Oktoberfest. Some might think that must be the heart of Bavaria. But beware. What you're about to hear might destroy your Lederhosen romance forever. Imagine this. Millions of people from all over the world flock to a town to squeeze into overcrowded beer tents, drink overpriced beer in huge steins, and bellow, ein Prosit der Gemütlichkeit. Maybe they'll feast on some very oversalted pretzels or chicken, so that the craving for another beer and another one never stops. Sounds like fun, right? Well, for many locals in Munich, it is an absolute nightmare. Let me let you in on a little secret. Many Munich residents actually literally flee from Oktoberfest. They barricade themselves in their apartments or escape the city altogether. Why? Because for 2 weeks, the Theresienwiese is transformed into a kind of parallel universe where normal rules no longer apply. Imagine having to navigate through hordes of drunk tourists every day just to get to your work. Imagine how you open your door in the morning just to find some passed-out strangers in the hall because your neighbors are cashing in by subletting their apartment during the Oktoberfest, but the guests were too drunk to find and open the door in the middle of the night. Never mind the world-famous Wilde Maus as a ride. You'll have your own roller coaster experience every day when you go to work. First, you tiptoe around even more alcohol-induced zombies in the streets. Then you climb through piles of vomit and things that definitely shouldn't be detached from the body. And then it gets downhill fast in a wild slalom in order to avoid getting hugged or pinched by strangers reeking of alcohol and piss. Doesn't sound like a dream scenario, does it? For many Munich residents, it's bitter reality. Their city is virtually taken over by millions of visitors who believe they have a license to party without inhibition. And even in the outskirts, you know when it's Oktoberfest. Because in all the rural communities, all of a sudden, it's hard to find a parking space. That's because all the city slickers bring their expensive vehicles to safety outside the city. So, in order they are not being scratched or otherwise damaged. But it's not just about the noise, the smell, and the chaos. It's about the commercialization of a tradition that was once a genuine folk festival. Today, a gigantic business where a liter of beer costs more than a 3-course meal in some other parts of Germany. And then there's the costume issue. You know what many locals think when they see all the cheap knockoff dirndls and lederhosen made in China? Okay, this is carnival. It's like trying to rebuild the Eiffel Tower with Lego. It's kind of cute, but completely off the mark. But the worst part? The expectations. Suddenly, every Munich resident is supposed to be an expert on pretzels, beer, brass band music, as if we spent the whole year preparing for those 2 weeks. Newsflash, we have a life outside the Wiesn. Don't get me wrong, Oktoberfest is a fascinating cultural phenomenon. It's impressive how it brings people together from all over the world. But for many locals, it is simply too much of a good thing. It's like a huge party in your living room that you weren't invited to, and in the end, you're left to clean up. So, dear Oktoberfest fans out there, come and enjoy the Wiesn. You're welcome. But remember that it is sort of Disney World for grown-ups. Just don't overdo it, because if you do, you won't even remember the good parts of it. And if you meet a Bavarian who isn't walking around in traditional costume and doesn't have a beer in hand, don't be disappointed. They're probably just on their way to escape the city for a while. That's it for today. Thank you for listening to Over Here, Over There. I hope you've gained some insight into the other side of Oktoberfest. Until next time, when we build bridges between cultures again, or at least shake them up a little bit. Cheers, or better say, Prost, ciao.
Thanks, Claudia, and thanks to you out there for listening. If you have feedback on today's or previous episodes, please let us know on social media and our website, overhereoverthere.org, where you can also find our Patreon page. Please don't forget to subscribe and tell good people like yourselves about the podcast. Until next time, thanks for listening to Over Here, Over There.